Everybody, thank you very much for joining us. It's a Laser Time special. It is Hulk Hogan's final match. That's right, 6 Hogans. Let's see which one is the least racist.
I'm seeing double 6 Hogans.
6 Hogans. So, oh man, look
at him.
We're spoiling it for everybody.
Yeah.
Look at him.
And we'll give them a better explanation later on.
Too many Hulks.
Too many Hulks. Too many Hulks.
It's hard. Abaddon has a good way. He says the most racist wrestler is and always will be Harley
All right,
Race.
everybody, here we go. Oh man!
In black and white.
Yeah.
The following 6-man contest.
That is. I wonder if that is like captured off.
Making his way to the ring.
I don't know. You think Hogan really had the time to do motion capture?
I feel like he
They
probably
paid him enough money.
He probably did it back in like 2002, and why get an updated one just so it would look slower?
Well, Pasta there wasn't enough room for Thunder in Paradise Hogan. It's only 6 guys.
Yes, we had only
Plus
get only
Thunder-
the most special.
Thunder in Paradise Hogan is basically Hollywood Hogan, but without the.
Yeah.
the
Also,
logos.
so Tenga, there are 3 Hogans in the game, and then Dave made 3 more to make it a 6th.
So I had to change the entrance themes for these guys because I didn't want us to get caught by the Fandango
Because
theme again.
they are removing Hogan's presence
He's
from the
not in
WWE
2K16.
Extreme President. You can't even download this anymore. Thank God this will never leave Dave's Xbox.
I wonder if you can download the Hogan DLC for the Crazy Taxi phone game.
Is
might
Sega
have
paying
it on
attention?
here.
That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
They give it the kind of attention it gave Tembo.
Well, did
I
you
bet
see
you
that
still can.
TNA was like, we removed Hogan from all our stuff too. I was like, come on, TNA, who cares?
Yeah, you might as well just keep him.
That's good. That's good shirt ripping.
Yeah. Next gen.
But, you know, it's
like Wizard of Oz, the world of color is upon us.
But I'm really glad that 2K is doing something with Arnold Schwarzenegger, a celebrity who has never been in the tabloids and has never been controversial.
Well, when do you think you'll embrace Hogan again once you're done shaming him?
I mean, I give it 3 years if he doesn't die. If he dies once he's dead, then they can pretend it never happened, like with Michael Jackson.
And approaching the ring.
But I had an interesting conversation about it. Obviously, terrible things to say. Terrible things to say, but also people say terrible things when they're not on film and camera, and who knows if they actually mean them. And also, why are we surprised a 60-year-old wrestler from the South is maybe has a little bit of bad negative leanings towards black people? And then I'm just talking to someone about it, and like, wait a minute, this doesn't matter. What do you mean? This doesn't matter. If Hulk Hogan's racist, it literally doesn't matter, like, at all.
Well, it doesn't matter us today, but it also, I guess, it's not just that, like, oh, he said the N-word, put him in the stocks. It's that this implies that he's been a racist the whole time. It makes you wonder how many people's jobs did he ruin? How many, things did he do in his life?
I almost exclusively know of the white people. So I don't think, I don't know, I don't believe the dude's, like, a real racist. You shouldn't use those words. I'm not going to use them when I'm on microphone. I don't really use them when I'm off microphone. I might to make a joke that I don't want anybody to see. And I'd assume that would probably, that a sex tape would fall into those lines.
Well, I mean, that sex tape is just sad, too. And then he got, ruined by his old...
This is so uncomfortable to watch now.
Yeah, well, and then he got fucked over by his good friend Bubba Love Sponge, which, by the way, I always hated Bubba Love Sponge.
No idea
never
who that guy is.
You lived in Florida. He was everywhere in Florida.
You like their Stern?
He was the Stern of Florida. I'd say that about Bubba. That's what I'd say.
Never heard of him. Ever heard him once. Don't even know what he
Well,
sounds
so
like.
Tenga, I don't think it's going to be a forever erasure of Hogan. I bet in 2 to 3 years they'll at least start putting him back in clip packages.
Yeah.
I mean, in 2
no,
or
he
3
doesn't
years,
anymore.
in 2 or 3 years they'll be using him like they were in, say 2010 when he was in TNA, showing him now and then. But you definitely won't be seeing that WrestleMania 3 clip, which honestly we've seen that WrestleMania 3 clip too many times.
He won't be in another American Gladiators reboot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this does. So, not to feel pity for a racist, or not to feel too much empathy for a racist, but
Are you saying that's impossible to feel pity for a racist?
I don't want to. I'd rather feel pity for his
What does that
victims.
do for you?
I'd rather feel pity for his victims
That's the
than
thing. He
the.
doesn't. In this case, he doesn't have any victims.
I'm imagining here are victims to his racism in his career.
Probably.
Have you seen Hulk Hogan's Twitter, how he's
Yes.
kind of tried to do damage control, but
I
failed.
saw that one quote that was horrible.
Well, he
Like,
retweeted a guy saying, "You say it."
I didn't see it.
He said that Obama says the N-word, and
A biracial president says the N-word, and everybody applauds him. Hogan says it, and he's demonized.
Dude, don't retweet that, Hogan.
Yeah, well,
everybody knows why that's possible.
Well, that tells me that Hogan's PR has not taken away his Twitter account, and that it's actually him.
What?
Yeah, it still says King's Quest, but
honky.
let's see. Oh, Monfer Stallone has a good idea. He needs to adopt kids like Angelina Jolie. then he can be like that character in 30 Rock when her ex-boyfriend who adopted a black kid, and then she called him racist. He's yeah, the guy who adopted a black kid is racist.
Hulk's already uncomfortably close with his children.
Oh boy! See, that's another weird
what he
aspect.
has to do. He has to adopt a black kid, and whenever he's asked about it in like an interview, he's like,
just hug
"Hey,
it.
my kid's here."
Rip him!
And his Twitter handle.
Dookie. Rip him, brah. But what I was gonna say, where was I? Oh yeah, the other weird aspect of it was not just how he said the N-word, but that he was complaining about who his daughter was having sex with after he just had sex, and it's just like, for a guy who already was uncomfortably close with his daughter and married to a woman that looks just like her, it's kind of weird that what set him off was a black guy getting with his daughter.
Oh, look at that modeling on his bandana. Hogan is a flawed man, and
everyone is flawed.
I'm not even a fan. It's just like, I don't know. Whenever an athlete does something shitty and stupid, I'm never surprised. Yet I think we're forgetting that he's a big, disgusting meathead who hasn't.
No, he's been an asshole his whole
choice
career.
in like 30 years.
He's been an asshole his whole career, and also he
gets paid millions of dollars to send tweets and show up at things.
Well, and he needs that money too, because he lost a lot of money on his divorce, a lot of money, and now I think he's really hoping he gets that $100 million from.
So Tenga said, did Hogan market his sex tape on HulkDick.com? We got to get that URL back.
Jesus.
Didn't we already see this guy?
Nah, I just changed the. This is
and he has a shield entrance?
Yeah.
So he's gonna come down from the stands?
He's not a man of the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, Suburban Commando.
Nice. Man, how are you so good at making this stuff? At Eskimo.
I do make these almost every month for the Laser Time predictions.
Moan for Stallone says, no lie, if you check Amazon, his DVDs are actually selling more. Notice only 10 left of Suburban Commando yesterday.
I think it is because
I should buy No Holds Barred.
I think it's speculators thinking that they'll never get printed again, which is possible. I mean, that's what. Well, if it's No Holds Barred, then WWE has to want to share it, and it's their movie. So yeah, I think it is possible. You can't buy the.
Just of that nature of racism is not actually a crime.
No,
it's one of those things. Crime. It's one of those things that's shitty and sucks, but it's taught. It can be untaught. So, will anybody ever be able to forgive Hogan? Would he ever be able to do enough to prove he's not a racist? The reality is probably no.
No.
Probably no.
It's Becky Lynch's intro. Oh wow, yeah.
Parts unknown. Mr. Nice.
Mr. Nice. That's good for Mr. Nice. And he's doing his ballet he learned from the little girl.
Look into Hogan's dead Xbox eyes, brother.
So he does have dead eyes with this for some reason.
So he's got Fandango's animation?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's see. How long will the Hulk Hogan merchandise irony bubble last? Well, I think there's also just people who are there's a real. They want him to.
I don't know. This whole erasing him from history weirds me the fuck out.
Well, I just don't think they want to popularize him right now.
I can understand that.
Especially give it a year. I think they'll even just show it. They'll slyly slip it into a clip package, see if anybody reacts to it and says, "Why are you trying to sell your network on that racist?" But if that doesn't happen, then they'll push it a little farther. Push a little farther.
I think somebody had mentioned Ultimate Warrior said a ton of that shit and never apologized.
I know. That is really. He never said the N-word on tape. but he said so many shitty things,
Yes.
a million shitty things, which, as far as I know, he never did apologize for.
So which one are you playing in?
I'm Hollywood.
Like when...
Is that your favorite?
No, just the first one I
Are
chose.
you getting thrown out already?
No.
Looks that way.
Man, that hairline
Rip is
isn't
down.
accurate for any Hogan. Like, Hogan's hairline as Hollywood was not that.
Well, how do you make these? Do you start out with Hogan's body?
You can kind of like copy paste.
You can start with a Hogan body and then make a thing with
Too
it.
fast, Dave. So which one are you rooting for?
All right, there you go.
And
I'm rooting for Rip.
Yeah, you
I'm a big
kind of
fan
want
of
one
Rip.
of the
Man,
good
I
movie
was
version.
going to trick you and say, let it be known that Henry is rooting for Hulk Hogan, a known racist.
Well,
but
because-
you chose the one who's not actually Hulk Hogan.
Well, it's also because
Rip's
Rip,
not racist.
Well,
Rip isn't racist.
did-
Rip has a black trainer.
He killed a black guy.
Well, okay, yes, he does kill Tiny Lister, but he also has a black trainer, and he saves that black woman's
Dave is in the ropes.
diner. Remember,
Things are not looking good for Suburban Commando.
that guy was going to rob that black woman's diner, and then he saves it. So
Really
really,
is people's champion.
Hogan is not a Rip is not racist.
I don't like brothers, brother.
I don't think TNA wants Hogan either.
I think it's the only
fire.
note TNA has left. Like, dude, that would be fucking hysterical. Like,
Well, no, they already
he
made.
gets that note Conan O'Brien did in his first TBS episode. He opens it up and just says less.
Less.
And then he opens up again and says a lot less.
Well, but what I think will happen with Hogan, maybe he will. I don't think anybody right now will take him up on a reality series where he's apologizing for the entire time. But I think it is possible. Like, he can just go to, like, look, Japan loves Hogan.
And doesn't
And they
care about
don't
racism.
keep up on the, well, they at the very least don't keep up on his news.
Yeah.
Or even them hearing, like, oh, you said a slur. Like, people say, what's a slur? He didn't say it in my language. Or he didn't say it about my people.
That's probably true. He could
I
have
think
quite
they
a
might
career
be
in Japan.
more accepting of it.
I'm not even worried about him. I barely even like the dude. He just he conjures nostalgia for an era. Not really. I wasn't really big into Hogan. I was a Warrior guy who is, yes, again,
Also
an
a
even
bad
more
person.
disgusting person.
Yeah,
But dead,
more
so-
gross, I'd
But
say.
dead.
Well, that's why, like, nobody wanted to talk about when we were at that event, Dave. When we were at the Ultimate Brunch.
Yeah.
What was the ultimate brunch?
It was for WWE 2K14. Warrior was there, showing up, and he was talking up the game, and it was a big deal because Warrior was making his first appearance with a WWE related thing in about 5 or 10 years. And so it was a big deal. And so we were getting to eat brunch at this fancy hotel with the Warrior, and you could stand in line to take pictures with him, and a lot of people did. But I was like, no, I cannot pose for a picture with a guy who says queering doesn't work, and that queers are not equal to, like, literally said queers are not equal to heterosexuals.
Well, I didn't either. That's
You
only because
didn't
I
either?
got. That's because I had a picture with him like 2 months before.
And that line was pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not judging people who took pictures with him. They have their own.
No, they should be
judgments, I
shamed
guess.
too.
But I just didn't want to. I felt it was wrong.
This is the funniest thing to walk into, says Dingo Mush. Smart Ash says Hulk on Hulk on Hulk on Hulk on Hulk.
Oh, so Undertaker was not active in the 80s. He got active in, like, 1990, I do believe. Or 91.
And he will be wrestling at SummerSlam.
Look,
Dave's on the
Ampotent.
ropes again.
All right, look, Ampotent, you will find double standards in my things if you search hard enough. Yes, I do watch AJ Styles. I don't love, Mr. Nanny first out.
Oh, no.
I do not look. I don't appreciate AJ Styles' views on gay people either, but at least he wasn't like espousing them all the time.
It's just, I guess I don't have such a low tolerance for that kind of language. It is shitty, and I would never say anything like that, but I grew up in the South, and I heard that from people who you could defend as not bad people. And I said it from my Californian friends. I'm like, no, they said the word. That makes them bad forever. I'm like, you know, I mean, in a fairy tale world where you know, everything is a happy ending, I guess, but, like, people change. I don't know. Like, it just, like, shitty thing to say.
Guys,
really hurt
by the way, you're
anybody.
joining us. We're saying goodbye to the
Yes,
Hulkster. This is
saying goodbye to the Hulkster.
because
Well,
we
we're
will
doing
probably
this-
never see him in a video game ever
we're
again.
doing this because they took him out of the new game, and I believe you can't download this DLC anymore, period.
It's a delisted DLC.
And there's a
I mean, you can probably still buy the Hulkamania edition.
Oh, wait, who got eliminated? Mr. Nanny?
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Nanny.
Mr.
did.
Nanny's been eliminated. But it's also that you don't think they'll go full Benoit with him, do you?
No, because he didn't. No, what Benoit did is unforgivable, like absolutely unforgivable. And
even with him, though, it's like there's no reason to erase his wrestling legacy because he did a shitty thing.
Well, I mean, you can still watch it, but
well,
if
you
want
for a long time.
No,
it
you
was
couldn't.
like officially not acknowledged.
Yeah, and really, they only did it because on the network, it would just be harder to get rid of it.
Yeah,
like
you can't even download Chris Benoit.
But if you upload a Chris Benoit, you can get banned or have it taken down.
Yeah.
And so I am wondering, like, after a while, what's going to happen? Is that same shit going to happen to Hulk?
No.
I don't know.
Especially with like dipshits like us making streams
like
this.
There goes the 80s Hulk.
80s Hulk has been eliminated.
What's going to happen?
Arguably the least racist of them all. Look at that guy in the front with the CM Punk shirt. How'd that
I'm telling you, Rip is the least racist. Oh, and there he goes.
Rip
it's only the most evil Hulks left.
Was Suburban Commando bad guy?
I guess he's just the meanest Hulk. Also, he wouldn't be racist because he's from outer space.
Kick him in the spine!
Twinkie Dinks has a funny one. I say all black people should boycott Pasta Mania.
I think you should go out of your way to eliminate Suburban Commando Dave.
So it's just
I want to see a lockup at the end with NWO and New Hulk. His past and future self. Yeah. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we got double teaming going on.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here.
Bubba Love Sponge wanted to do a double team, but Hulk turned it down.
Let's see. NWO wasn't racist. Virgil was in the NWO. Actually, that's something.
Suburban Commando coming back.
Actually, the NWO is a weird situation because they totally ripped off gangsta rap of the 90s. Yeah. And so now seeing Hogan do that shit, like, is just weird.
I'd like to think this is kind of what's happening in Hulk Hogan's head right now. Stupid, Terry. You're stupid.
Oh, shit.
I think it's over for the Hulkster.
I think it is, too.
Hollywood dreams aren't going to come true this time.
I'm out.
And there goes Hollywood Hogan. So it's current day Hulk, the most hated one, versus Suburban Commando. Go Suburban Commando!
I remember being in the ring with the Hulkster early in his career in Memphis, and you could just tell.
He did not like being in that town.
Did you not take up control of one of these guys?
No.
Well, it makes you also. I do think it's. Like Hogan's, here's something else that I think will happen because of this. Hogan's situation, like, will ask other old wrestlers, like, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And like, these old wrestlers are probably thinking, "Did I ever say the N-word and was it taped?" They're
probably wondering if they can pull their fucking books off the shelves and all those like camcorder shoot interviews they do.
Oh yeah. No, I mean. Well, like I heard one of Teddy Long saying, "Oh no,
Dave,
current day Hulk wins."
This is the worst timeline.
Oh boy,
I've won my way back into the WWE.
No, I want to see it all. Let me see. Oh, this is an official Redbox moment.
And here's some highlights from the
these Redbox moments are terrible. Like, do you want to see just one thing that happened at the very end? There you go.
Well, guys, China, Illinois got canceled. It's over, so you don't have to have a question if he'll come back as the dean. I would bet he wouldn't come back as the dean anyway. But.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you'd persevere, Hulk.
Everybody talks too much feature. They need to improve the lip sync, though. Yeah, they should have that in the next game.
They won't have this. Oh, I just realized what he's done.
Wow. Oh, boy. It's just...
Oh. We have many regrets in life, brother.
His biggest regret was
that
eating
is
too much
sushi. That is it for us,
we got to
guys.
stop.
More wrestling is on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/LaserTime Network. My favorite being the summer box office settled in the ring.
Yeah, Minion versus Vin Diesel.
I don't remember who won. Yeah, Minions versus Vin Diesel versus Ant-Man. But yes.
A lot of old predictions. You can see how correct those predictions were.
Yeah, true. And all right, but check us out. Follow, subscribe, like. Listen to Laser Time on your iTunes or lasertimepodcast.com. Bunch of fun articles out there. Yeah, I'm not going to chant here. That's just not going to happen.
Boo.